To make a kusudama, you will need 30 sheets of square paper. Here I have 15 oranges and 15 blues. Then what you're going to do is take each one of these squares and cut them in half, and you will end up with sheets that have a 1:2 ratio, and you will have 30 blues and 30 oranges. So if you're confused about what I just said, the materials are listed at the beginning of this video. So next you want to decide what color you want the petal of the flower to be. I want the color to be orange, so I'm going to start with the orange sheet of paper. And what I'm going to do with the orange sheet is fold it in half like this, and then open it up. Next I'm going to fold the bottom right hand corner to the tip over here along the middle crease. Then I'm going to rotate the sheet of paper and repeat on the other side. Once I've done that, I want to fold the top right corner right here, like that, and then repeat the same thing on the left side. After that, I'm going to unfold the folds I just made, and starting with the top right corner, I'm going to stick my finger into this opening over here, and then while I'm doing that, I'm going to push downwards with my other hand. So with my right hand, I'm going to push downwards and form a square shape on top. So from the bottom, it should look like this. Next, I'm going to fold the bottom tip up, like that, and then unfold. And using the crease I just made, I'm going to fold the bottom upwards diagonally, like this. Then I'm going to fold the flap up, like this, and then fold the right flap to the left side, like this. And from the bottom, it should look like that. Next, I'm going to fold this flap upwards, unfold, and using the crease I just made, I'm going to fold the bottom diagonally along that crease, like this. Fold the flap up and crease it in. Next, what you notice is there's a protruding flap up here, and what we're going to do is we're going to either stick a pencil or stick our finger into the opening right here so that it looks like this from the side and like this from the top, and we're going to push downwards and squish it in and then flatten. And once it's flattened, it should look like this, and this is one of the petals to the flower right here. And from the bottom, there should be a zigzag. Then we're going to turn the unit around, or rotate it, and repeat the same thing on the other side. So again, we're going to squish it, like this. Then we're going to fold upwards, fold along the crease we just made, fold the flap up, fold along the center crease, and fold the flap up. Then we're going to take the protruding flap and flatten it, just like that. And we are done with the orange piece. So we're going to put the orange piece aside and then start with the blue piece of paper. And what we're going to do is create almost a jacket for the orange sheet of paper. So fold it in half and open it up and fold the top right corner to the center point in the bottom right here. And this is the reverse of what we did for the orange sheet of paper. Then we're just going to repeat the same thing on the other side. And that's all we have to do for the blue sheet of paper. So now we're going to unfold the blue sheet of paper like this, and then put the orange sheet at the center like so. Now you realize that it fits perfectly in the middle, like that. If it doesn't, that means you did something wrong. So we're going to take this flap over here and insert it into the slot of the orange unit so that it locks in place, like this. Rotate and repeat the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to fold along this diagonal crease over here, just like that, and crease it in. After we've done that, we want to take the top left hand corner and fold it diagonally so that this side aligns with the bottom side over here. Increase it in. And from the top, it should look like this. Next, we're going to turn a unit around and repeat the same thing on the other side. And now we should have something that looks kind of like a party hat. And from the top, it should look like this. And finally, we're going to crease these orange petals over here and reinforce them really well. And this is important because this will help the unit stay in place and not come apart. So like that. And then repeat the same thing with the other orange petal. And once you've done that, you have one completed unit, and we're just going to repeat this 30 times. So once you've created 30 units, you're ready to assemble the Kusudama. And we're going to start off first with 5 units. And the goal here is to create a 5-pointed star or a 5-petaled flower. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect these 2 units. So I'm going to take this point over here and the unit on the right and slip it into this slot over here, just like that. Now what we want to do is slip a 3rd unit into the slot of the 2nd unit, like this. Now what you notice here is we have 3 petals already. So 1, 2, and 3, and all 3 petals are orange. And the goal is to add 2 more over here to fill in the gap and to complete the flower. So now we're going to add a 4th unit into the 3rd unit, like that. And finally, we're going to add a 5th unit and slip it into this fourth unit over here. So once you've done that, you'll notice that there are 5 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we still have to connect these two. So to do that, we're going to take this point over here that's sticking out and slip it into this slot over here. So the slot of the very first unit. Great. And once you've done that, you have a 1 completed flower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the rule is that every time there is a 5-petal flower, or a flower with 5 petals, there has to be triangles surrounding each point of the flower. So this point of the flower will have 1 triangle, or 1 prism, so you can see it here. And then at this point, there's another one that you'll have to form. Over here, another one that you'll have to form. Over here, same thing over here, and over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create these pyramids that I was talking about. So we're going to take this petal over here, and we know that this must point to a prism or a pyramid. So I'm going to slip it into the slot over here so that a triangle will form right here. So 1 side, 2 sides, and 3 sides. And then to seal it in, I'm going to take the flap that's sticking out and stick it into this slot over here, so the closest slot. Like that. So you see there is a triangle shape over here, and this petal is pointing to the very tip of the triangle. And I'm just going to add 1 unit over here and go all the way around until every single petal of this 5-petal flower is pointing towards a triangle. So this is the second triangle, this is the first triangle. And now I'm creating the third triangle. The fourth triangle over here. And then finally a 5th triangle over here. And you should have something like this. And now you'll notice that over here, for example, there's a flower with 3 petals. So 1, 2, 3, which means that you have to add 2 units to fill in this gap over here. Same here. 3 petals, so 2 units here, 3 petals, add 2 units here, and 3 petals, so add 2 units here. So I'm going to do exactly that. So I know that there should be 2 units, so this is the first one, and now it's a flower with 4 petals. Then I'm going to add the second unit, and then connect this unit and this loose flap over here. And once you've completed that, you have another flower with 5 petals. So you just want to continue in the same manner and until you run out of units. So over here I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to add one more to create a flower with 5 petals. There you go, another completed flower. Now I'm working to complete this flower over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now remember that each petal of the flower points to a triangle. So I know that this loose flap goes in here, because once I do that, it will form a triangle. So 1, 2, 3 sides. One, two, three, 4, and a 5th one. And then over here, there's a triangle starting to form. So I know that I would connect all of these units together. Okay, so this is another completed flower. Now here's another one. One, two, three, 4, 5. Like that, and then a triangle over here. So here's the triangle. So now we see there is a 5-pointed flower over here, and this point is pointing to another triangle. So we're going to seal that in too. seal this triangle over here. And then we're going to see that over here there are only 2 petals, which means we have to add 3 in this space over here to make a flower with 5 petals. So I'm going to add 1, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now there's 5 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means we can close it off. So here is a triangle that needs to be closed off. Okay. So here's the 5-petal star or flower. And now over here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means I can close this one in too. So in this area over here, I know that I need to form a triangle because the petal of this flower over here is pointing towards this tip. So I'm going to connect the units to form a triangle over here. Like that. So we just completed that triangle. And now we just go around and complete 5-petal flowers. Just continue making them. And also continue making triangles. Going to connect these to form a triangle. Make a flower over here. So here's the flower, and then make a pyramid over here. Okay. Great, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we need a triangle here and a triangle here. Going to seal this triangle over here. And finally, we're at the last 2 units. So I'm going to insert it here to create this triangle right here. So 1, 2, 3. Complete this 5-petal flower here. And now finally the last unit. We're going to slip it in here to finish off this triangle. And if you have a flap that's stuck, you just kind of pry it out like that. Okay, and the final connection. And you are done with the flower Kusudama. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and also check out my other free tutorials at the end of this video as well. Happy folding!